An incoming Louisiana Republican has died from coronavirus. Now, this is according to NOLA.com. Congressman-elect Luke Letlow died on Tuesday evening from complications with COVID-19. Just weeks after his election to represent Louisiana's 5th District in Congress as the state's youngest U.S. representative. So, now look, this story is important for a couple of different reasons. For one, I want to make the context pretty clear. I'm not doing this story as like a ha-ha, rub it in kind of thing, right? This is a story, this is like a public service announcement, okay? Think of it that way. Because this is what happens, you know, if you are not careful with yourself. All right? So now, and again, the reason I say this is because there's a lot of Republicans that are saying young people will be fine. Okay? Young people, just fine. We should open up the economy. 99% survival rate. Okay, well, you want to know how old Letlow was? He was only 41 years old. Okay, so guys, he's only 4 years older than I am. 4 years. Okay? And now he's dead from coronavirus. The cause of death, again, according to a spokesman, Andrew Bosch, is complications from COVID-19. Complications. So now, more details here. Letlow was admitted to a Monroe hospital with COVID-19 symptoms on December 19th, before being transferred to the Shreveport Hospital and moving to the intensive care unit on December 23rd. Letlow was survived by his wife and 2 young children. He was in critical condition, but had recently shown signs of improvement when he apparently suffered a cardiac event this evening that was refractory to all resuscitation efforts, according to Dr. G.E. Ghali of LSU Health Shreveport. So basically, I'm assuming he had a heart attack. I mean, that sounds about right. That's been known to happen. So look, some of the things that happen with coronavirus is, you know, cardiovascular events such as heart attacks, strokes, blood clots, things like that. It's really bad. It's not and this virus, again, can do those things. And it's really random. Now, Ghali had also previously said that Letlow was being treated with remdesivir and steroids. So, of course, that's one of the, treatments here. You didn't get the super amazing exclusive drug cocktail that Donald Trump got. Oh, that's probably why he died. And this follows the same story, by the way, as Herman Cain. Herman Cain, he's like, coronavirus, not a big deal. Oops, I got coronavirus, and I'm in the hospital, but that's okay. I'm recovering, and then, nope, he's dead. That's unfortunately what happened. So now, the other argument here that I see a lot of conservatives make is that, well, you don't actually die of COVID. You die of pre-existing conditions that, and you happen to be 400 pounds, or you've got diabetes, or you've got, heart conditions already, and you just happen to die from those when you have the COVID. Well, okay, what's the case here? Well, when asked if Letlow had any underlying conditions that would have made his death more likely, those pre-existing conditions that I mentioned, Ghali in a text message had replied, none. All COVID related. So young, 41 years old, no pre-existing conditions, very healthy, new father, and he's gone. Now, this isn't a surprise to me. Anybody who's been paying attention to this virus shouldn't be at all shocked about this, okay? Because it has been known to hit healthy people sometimes really hard at random. I mean, it does either one of two things, actually 3 things. Either it hits you really hard, so hard, in fact, that you die from it, which is what happened in this case, okay? Or, it completely leaves you alone. You're asymptomatic, and you don't experience a thing, and you get over it really quickly. Or there's that middle ground, right? Where you get sick, and then sometimes you get sick for a while. You become a long hauler. Or sometimes you get sick with mild symptoms, you get over it. Or sometimes you get sick, and you end up having a serious event, but survive that event, but end up having long-lasting organ damage, and from that get pre-existing conditions. And so it can get a little complicated, okay? But nonetheless, right? Obviously, he was in the first category. And what this is, unfortunately, it seems like a lottery to me. And he had a bad hand. I think I mixed up my metaphors, but you get it. So now the purpose, again, of this segment is not to say, haha, you were wrong, conservatives, haha. No, it's to say that you should probably take this seriously because your life is on the line. Just because you're younger and healthy doesn't mean that you're immune to this. It doesn't mean that it can't kill you. And look, if you're one of those people who believe in God, right, you could probably interpret this as a sign that maybe you should be careful and mindful of other people. Fear's got nothing to do with it, but respect does, okay? And here's the way that I look at it, right? You wear your mask and you keep your distance. That is respect. That is showing respect to other people, especially your elders, who are more susceptible to this. I also look at it as taking personal responsibility for not only your health, but the health of others. And ironically enough, again, you know, you want to talk about open up the economy, the damage to the economy, right? Well, if everybody had worn their masks and did social distancing, right, we would have actually been able to open up more. It's true. It's true. We would have had our cases under control for the most part. And here's the thing. These Republicans, they're all about this. Letlow was all about opening up the economy. In fact, here's a short video of that. Here, take a look.
While we've been cautious, and I think both at the state and federal level, I think we've taken numerous precautions with COVID-19. We are now in a place where if we do not open our economy, we're in real danger.
Hey, we've taken all the precautions, everything's fine. The real danger is not opening up the economy. Well, okay, but here's the thing. Economies can be restarted, okay? You can halt an economy and then you can pick back up. It's not easy, and it actually requires a lot of government support, but that's what government's there for. But you can't restart a dead human being. That's something that we, unfortunately, are not able to do, okay? And so that's a problem. And by the way, this was back in October before there was a vaccine that he was calling to open up. Now, at that time, Dr. Fauci was making some very public warnings like, hey, let's not go out and do holidays because this is going to get bad in the winter. This is going to get very bad if we don't do these very simple things. And what happened? Well, things got bad because people went out and they decided we're going to go out, we're going to have our freedom, right? We're going to go out and we're going to party and we're going to have fun. We have no fear. And then, well, what happened? A lot of people got coronavirus. A lot of people died. That's what happened, okay? So again, this was back in October. And while he was running for Congress, he was also caught doing a lot of maskless events. So just to show you how he put himself and others in danger, let me show you that. All right, so that is at a campaign stop. We've got more. There's another campaign stop, no masks. All right. And then we get another campaign stop, no masks, no social distancing. Okay. We got this one, no masks, no social, not one single mask in sight. Not at all. And then, oh, I see a mask. One mask. One mask. I mean, come on. So, look, you know, I hate to be that guy. I don't want to be a dick or anything like that, but it really kind of feels like this is a fuck around and find out kind of situation. Dude fucked around and he found out. Okay? And look, I want to be I want to be careful. I want to be respectful. But at the same time, I want to get the message across. Okay? Because here's the thing. The guy had a family, okay? His kids are going to grow up without a dad, okay? And it's because of his bad decisions. There's really no other way to put it. You can't sugarcoat this. He made a bad decision. He did, well, numerous bad decisions. Going out without masks, not doing social distancing, campaigning around people. And then, well, this is what happens. This was all avoidable. I mean, all the pain that his family, and I'm sure they are in pain, is, all the pain that they're in and all the suffering that they will go through throughout the rest of their lives as a result of this. As well as, and I got to mention the pain of the families of the 340,000 Americans, plus 1,000 Americans who have died from the same thing, the coronavirus. Guess what? They also feel that same pain. All of that, I should say most of that could have been avoided had people done two very simple things: wear your masks and socially distance. And I know conservatives will be like, oh, you're pushing your agenda. Yeah, my agenda is saving lives. So yes, if I am guilty of pushing an agenda, yes, my agenda is to save your life. I know that makes me quite the dick. How dare you try to save my life and save me from my own bad decisions? Ooh, freedom. But it's not just saving your life, it's saving the lives of people around you. How many people could he have needlessly infected with the virus carelessly? Hurt other families. I mean, again, avoidable. And here's the other thing too. This didn't have to be like this. It didn't have to be this way. It didn't have to be this bad. It didn't have to be partisan, but it became partisan. It became a party thing. It became political for some stupid reason. Donald Trump. And now you have a whole group of people that refuse to wear masks, and they downplay the virus, and they ignore the scientists and the doctors. And now, as a result of that, of course, many more Americans have died and will continue to die. And it's just an absolute tragedy all around. And it is that needless loss of life that triggers this, right? It triggers the lib. Now, if that makes you happy, if like, yeah, own the libs, like literally dying to own the libs, then guess what? You're a fucking broken person. But not nearly as the broken as the families that are left in your wake. You know, the people who don't wear masks on purpose, that go out and infect other people. Guess what? Families are destroyed because of you. And I hope you can't live with it. Live with yourself. And if there is a God, then I hope you get judged accordingly when it's your time. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.